Please recycle this crap. Oh my God, we already got this free video. I don't even get back to the staff today. Guys, we already got this free video.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. I'd like to start this morning with an acknowledgement. We acknowledge the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas, the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. On behalf of the Ontario Autism Coalition, thank you for joining us here at Queen's Park for the launch of our 2025 Community Survey Report. My name is Alina Cameron. I'm the president of the Ontario Autism Coalition, parent to 3 children, one of whom is on the spectrum, and I'm an epidemiologist. October is National Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month in Canada. And today is about both acceptance for autistic Ontarians and their families, and awareness of what it really means to live in a province where critical supports are still so out of reach for so many. This morning, we're here to share the voices of over 1,000 families from across all of Ontario. Voices that deserve to be heard, respected, and acted upon. I do want to acknowledge something that I feel is often forgotten. Without the Ontario Autism Coalition, many of your constituents would not have a voice here at Queen's Park. Our advocacy spans decades, 2 decades this year in fact, and many governments. 20 years of unpaid volunteer public service, thousands of hours poured into building a better Ontario for autistic people and their families. It's a privilege for all of us to have that kind of commitment in your ridings, representing real families, working every single day to make the system better. We are in many ways public servants too, just without the paycheck. We also deserve respect, and every MPP should want to meet with us to learn how to better serve our community and how to better serve their own constituents. We are extremely grateful that our invited speakers have joined us to mark this important day. I would like to first welcome Minister of Children, Community and Social Services, the Honourable Michael Parson.
So much to Alina and the entire Ontario Autism Coalition team for not only being here, but for everything you do in the advocacy, the work that you do in your communities, and certainly for raising the voices of families and being in touch with us on a very regular basis. I really appreciate that, and it goes a long way. I also want to thank all of my colleagues from the government side. I see Pierre. There's so many of my colleagues, and forgive me for not naming everybody, but just put up your hand. I want you to see how much colleagues of ours care. They're here from all sides of the house, and this is what we do. 124 of us, and I say this all the time. We make debate issues, and that's what this space is all about. For us to come in, for the opposition to hold the government to province. So many of my colleagues from the government side, we debate issues, but it's all to improve the lives and support every single person in this province. And that spirit of collaboration, that's what's so beautiful about this bill. We might have different views, but the end goal and our objective is to make sure that every single person in this province succeeds and thrives. And again, that's why this work that you do is so important, for you to convey the messages of the families to all of us, for us to know, because building a prosperous province starts with making sure that people in the province are supported and protected. Every single, and if you look at the children and youth, the programs that we're supporting through our ministry, the investments of the ministry has increased. And again, I not only thank the Premier for the support, but I thank all our partners. 97% of the budget of MCCSS is rendered through partners, community partners, doing great work in every community across this province. If you look, you saw a recent announcement in the budget. We increased the Ontario Autism budget by $175 million, bringing the total to $779 million. As a result, about 45,000 families have and continue to receive some service and support. More than 22,000 families are receiving expanded core clinical service as a result of the increase in funding, and there's always more to be done. We're going to continue working with all of you and making sure that we serve more and more families every week and every day, and to make sure that every child and every youth in this province is protected and supported to succeed and thrive. And I'll just end with that. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I want to thank all of you, my amazing parliamentary assistants, again, Natalie Pierre, Lauren Cole, George DeRuse, and of course, Minister Clark, and I don't know if there's any of my other government colleagues that are here with us as well, but all of you, every single one of you. Mike Shiner from the Green Party, who happens to bring in almost 50% of his caucus to every single meeting. Always great working with all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your leadership and advocacy. It's been great.
I got 100%.
I used to use that joke all the time.
Next, from the Ontario NDP, please welcome the NDP critic for the Ontario Autism Program, NDP Alexa Gilmore.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Alexa Gilmore, official opposition shadow minister with responsibilities for the Ontario Autism Program, and I'm joined here by a few of my NDP colleagues, NDP Jamie West, NDP Jack Birch, as well as many members of the Parliament. And I bring greetings on behalf of our leader, Lauren Stiles. Oh gosh, I want to start by saying I am honored to be here this morning, really, on behalf of our caucus. It's immense gratitude that I feel this morning for the parents and the advocates of the Ontario Autism Coalition, because you work tirelessly on behalf of autistic children and their families across the province, and we see. Yeah, between the work, the full-time jobs of caring for your own families, advocating relentlessly for your own children so that they'll be safe and supported at home and at school, you give your time voluntarily to try to ensure that all families, not just your families, all families in the autism community are supported, that every family has the funds when they need it, and over 64,000 vulnerable children aren't waiting while the nightclub owners get millions. You organize. You organize at the grassroots. You raise your voice and you shake the foundations of Queen's Park when you come into meetings with us. You bring this high-quality research with you, this document, 102 pages, my friends, making the voice of over 1,000 autistic individuals and their families heard so that we know what you need, and we can fight alongside you. Even more remarkable, and almost with no excuses, You have created a vast support network for families in the Ontario autism community. And it's a lifeline, a safety net for so many people. And as members, we send you our parents who come to us desperate. They've been waiting for years for funding, for therapy supports, to give their kids an opportunity to thrive. And many of them have to leave work to care for their children full time, and they are exhausted. They sit in our offices and they tell us that they don't know where to turn, and you never turn them away. You never make them wait 5 years. You offer your resources, your emotional connections. It's life-saving. You're resilient, but it shouldn't have to be that way. And we know that you're burning out. And we know that the OAP funding numbers are going in the wrong direction. And we know that you're not getting what you need yet. And you've told us what you need. You said you need immediate emergency funding for core clinical services to get those children off the wait list. You need transparent, needs-based core clinical funding indexed to inflation. You need meaningful special education investments and investments in mental health infrastructure, and you desperately need and have the right to accountability and transparency. You've told us what you need. And we in the NDP will stand with you. And we will fight until you get it. We will raise our voices in the question period. We will raise our voices in our meetings. We will raise our voices with you until one day, every child and every family has what they need when they need it. Because our kids deserve it.
Thank you. And now representing the Ontario Liberal Party, we welcome the Liberal critic to MCCSS, MPP Jonathan Sapp.
Well, good morning, everyone. I am Jonathan Sapp, the MVP for Don Valley North, and the Liberal Party critic for community social services, children, and youth. And it's a privilege for me to be here today, bringing greetings on behalf of my entire caucus and all of my colleagues. And I want to thank everyone for being here this morning. You know, I have some wonderful remarks that were prepared for me here by my team that I reviewed this morning, but when I'm standing here, seeing all of you, I want to reflect on a meeting I had last week with Alina and your colleagues. It was, I think, the first time that we got to actually sit down and have a full conversation since I took on this role. And you know, we have so many meetings as MPPs. We meet so many stakeholders. But when I got a chance to look parents in the eye of children who are suffering, who are in desperate need of help, it touched me. It moved something in me that said, we need to act. I need to act. It's not just this idea that politicians need to stand up for some general thought of that we all owe a service to somebody. It put the human face to it. That there's a child out there desperate for help, and that every single day when they go without, hope starts to slowly fade away. A mother or a father who don't know where to turn, don't know who to go to. They're at their wits' end. They're trying their best. But what do? So Minister Parsa mentioned how here in the legislature, we all work together collaboratively to build something better for everyone. And that's absolutely true. As a member of the opposition, though, I want to say to you that I'm not here just to oppose the government, to make noise and to make complaints when they do something wrong. But I will also be here to applaud them when they do something right. But most importantly, I will be here every day to push them to do better, to challenge them to do better, and to work with them any way that I can to make sure that every single person in this room feels seen, feels heard, and feels supported. So once again, thank you for taking the time to travel all the way here to Queen's Park to be with us, to put that human face to this issue, to advocate for your children, to advocate for yourselves. I truly appreciate it, and I look forward to our discussion further today. Thank you.
And now from the Ontario, the Green Party of Ontario, please welcome MVP.
Well, thanks, Alina. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Schreiner, deputy for Guelph and leader of the Ontario Green Party. And yes, I've managed to get 50% of the caucus here. 100%. Oh, 100% of the caucus. We're here to work with you. We're here to work for you. We're here to advocate for you. We see you, we hear you, and we know the challenges individuals and families, people with autism face in this province. Minister Parza knows, because he hangs out up on the 4th floor a lot, and we run into each other a lot because I hang out up on the 4th floor. And there isn't a day or a week that goes by, I think, that I don't tell you that we need to double ODSP rates, we need to end the wait list for the Ontario Autism Program, we need to stop the closure of supportive housing for adults with autism. And I can tell you, and I'm going to tell you this in the spirit of working across party lines, that every time we have that conversation, I feel it in his heart that he wants to address these issues. And so I want to say, with all due respect to all the members of the Conservative Caucus who are here today, and I want to thank you for being here today, we need Minister Bethlenfalvy to be here today. Because we need the Finance Minister and the Premier's office to authorize additional funding to this minister's ministry, despite the funding increases they have experienced, because you all deserve the services to support children and families who are experiencing autism. You deserve to know that your children can go to school, that they're not on a wait list for 5 years, that you're not waiting. I was talking to Bruce, how long your children have waited for services, despite the fact that you even worked in this building. The fact that when you are in a position to access services, and increasingly those services aren't even available because the people who provide those services have either laid off staff or closed the services they provide because the funding is not there. And so I just want to say, if we can all work across party lines and get this minister some more money, I'm here and I'm down with that. And let's do that. Because you all deserve that, but most importantly, children with autism deserve that. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you for the new report, because there's information here, there are voices here that need to be heard. And not only heard, but acted on. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Certain things.
And finally, representing her constituents as an independent, please welcome MVP Bobby Anthony.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Alina, for the kind invitation to join with you. And I'd like to point out that 100% of my caucus. And I am the critic of my caucus for every single portfolio. All kidding aside, it's truly an honor to join with such an incredible group, you, the Ontario Autism Coalition, a group that has been a powerful, persistent voice for fairness, inclusion, and meaningful support for individuals with autism, as well as their families. To the organizers, the advocates, parents, and self-advocates here today at Queen's Park, I want to thank you, because your hard work is helping those who cannot advocate for themselves. Your dedication, your persistence, and your courage have brought real attention to a system that we all know still has a very long way to go. I also want to recognize families here today. I know that navigating the system is exhausting. I have met with so many families in my 25+ year career in government. I know about the endless paperwork, the waiting, the uncertainty. It is truly unfair. I know these stories. Families running from appointment to appointment, Oftentimes, a spouse has to quit their job because the full-time job is running a loved one from appointment to appointment. This puts a huge strain on the family unit. I know this. Tina, in my constituency office, is the mother of 3 beautiful girls, 2 of whom are on the spectrum. This week I took a long look at your website and I looked at the numbers. Registered children, youth are waiting for CORE. There are so many. When I wrote my newspaper column about this issue last July, the number we know was sitting at about 62,000. October, we're looking at closer to 65,000. Things have gone from bad to worse. One of the ideas recently presented to me in my constituency office by a speech pathologist was to have the government perhaps increase the number of professionals qualified to diagnose autism so that families aren't left waiting years for the therapy and supports they need. We all know that therapies can be life-changing. Speech-language pathology, occupational therapy, applied behavior analysis, and mental health services, they are all incredible services, only if you can access them. And we must end the age cap in this province. We know that autism doesn't go in age. Autism doesn't go away on a birth plan. I know Minister Parsa is a smart, caring, genuine, kind man, and I am hopeful he will continue to push this file forward at the cabinet table, because as members of this legislature, we all have a duty to listen. And in this room, there are so many stories of those living the realities of a broken system of supports each and every day. And as Alina said, every member here at Queen's Park should want to meet with you. I know the days are tough, and I know that some of you simply want to throw in the towel, you want to give up, but we can't. Together, change is possible, especially when people come together with passion, compassion, and conviction. And you know, you never know where you might end up advocating. I've got a quick story about Bruce. Where's Bruce? Oh, there he is in the back. So, right after this past February election, my big night out was to go watch my son play hockey north of Toronto. And I'm a bit of a force to be reckoned with in the arena. And I kind of let loose that night. All of a sudden, Bruce walks by and says, "Aren't you walking Brady?" And I'm like, "Oh no, what am I doing?" I want to point out that some of the very best games that were online and I watched my son play in from my couch were play-by-play by Bruce's son, Cliff, who has autism and does an absolutely amazing job with the play-by-play. And my son is no longer in that league, and I miss Cliff's work. But Bruce, wonderful. May end up even in the arena. So that I hope that in the future, as many of my colleagues have said, we can all work across those party lines. We can stretch our hands, we can put politics aside, and we can do the right thing for the Ontario Autism Coalition. And I just wish you all a wonderful day, a productive day, and I look forward to the day when waitlists are wiped out. Thank you very much.
Ontario's autism community, especially today. The OEC Community Survey Report represents the voices of over 1,000 families, 1,007 to be exact. And they're from across all of Ontario, from Toronto to Thunder Bay, Windsor, and Timmins, who've shared their experiences navigating Ontario's autism services. From special education, the OEP, respite services, we also ask them about their mental health. And the message is clear. The system just isn't working for us. Families told us about waitlists that stretch for years, we've heard about that, about being forced to turn to children's aid societies when support cannot be found, and about burnout so deep that parents are walking away from jobs, savings, and sometimes hope itself. We've heard about children being excluded from classrooms, teachers left without resources, and communities in the north where there are no qualified therapists for hundreds of kilometers. And yet, despite all of that, what stands out most is our resilience. Families and autistic adults are holding together what the system cannot. They're lifting one another up. And they continue to hope that one day this government will meet them where we stand today. And that's what today is really all about. Working together to make autism services in Ontario actually work. Not for headlines, not for pilot projects, not for politics, but for people, children. And I'll say this plainly. We could have been outside today with megaphones and signs and protest lines. We know how to do that very well. But instead we're here. We're inside in good faith. Because we believe in collaboration and we believe in being heard. We could have simply reprinted our booklets from last year as well. That's how little things have changed over the last year. But we didn't. We created, we researched, we showed up again, spent our donation dollars to get here, and brought you fresh data and stories from real families. What we provide is not hyperbole. This is the truth, documented and lived. We all have busy lives, and when we gather here, it disrupts our families, our kids, our work, but we do it because this matters so much to us. We know our stories are heavy, and we know that there are no quick fixes, but we are worth your time, and our community needs you to listen and act. In decades from now, everyone here at the OAC will be able to say that we did everything we could again and again to make things better, that we tried in every way we knew how. We did what was right. It is a privilege to have access to this kind of advocacy, to this kind of truth, collected from every corner of Ontario. And now before I close, I want to invite everyone to enjoy breakfast and take some time to visit the working group stations set up around the room. Each of these stations is led by one of the OAC, it is led by OAC directors and working group members who have spent countless hours connecting with families just like ours. Their working group chats are active 24/7. I'm not kidding. We're talking to families constantly. Each station highlights a key topic area: education, the OAP, community safety, emerging representation. All of these are deeply significant to our community. That's why we're divided like this. They have information to share, data, recommendations, and real numbers, but more importantly, they have stories of children, parents, educators, and frontline workers doing their best to make things work in a system that children does not. So please eat, visit, listen, because what you'll hear at those tables is at the heart of this movement. So thank you again for being here today, and to our MPs and the staff and our community members for taking time to engage this morning. And as our report says, we want to work with you, all of you, and we want autism services in Ontario to work. Thank you. Please enjoy.
Alina, can you take an NDP picture with you?
know where they are.
Okay.
Taking the picture. This is a video. It's a live YouTube video. So
Sorry, I don't know where they are.
how you doing?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I am in town.
Yeah, I know. I meant to reply to you there, and I'm
It's all good.
crazy.
Can I put mine here?
Yep.
I can share it with everybody else.
Ready? I'm gonna take a few, and then I'm gonna grab Jamie's phone. All right. Good job. You're like a star, eh? Like, did you give autographs?
So I helped her I said does.
I will text him if I just went up there. I'll give him back. Just hit run down. What do we have? He took stressor notes, and then I emailed them, so I passed him the notes. One and your question, and I brought these
I've had to take them back because I'm like, I could use
Oh, no, yeah. I can't speak intelligently like the rest of you guys, but you can look, but you
That's how I
Yeah.